What's going on, guys? It is Friday morning, predicting the future. I'm going to get to that in just a second. I don't know if you can see it right there. It's kind of creepy. That's my aunt and uncle's dog. It's a silver lab. She's beautiful, but we're dog sitting for 12 days. So we had her for a long time. If you've seen some of my other videos, got a white pit bull. So our pit bull is about 55, maybe 60 pounds. This girl right here, I'm not gonna bring her outside. She might run away. This girl right here is 100 plus. She is big, she is strong, but she's a lover. But anyways, predicting the future. What are we talking about today? So Friday morning here. It's beautiful. We're in the middle of October, and it's supposed to be almost 80 degrees here in the Northeast. If you're not familiar with the Northeast of the United States, October is supposed to be 50s, and it's going to be almost 80 today. So extremely grateful for that. Definitely spending some time outside. I already took the dogs on a walk. Got a little double leash where it's like I'm holding one leash and then it splits off into two, and the two dogs are basically on the same leash, and they're fighting against each other. So you got her, who's 100 pounds, who's pulling one way. We got our dog, who's trying to pull the other way, but he weighs a lot less. It's like a cornerback and a cornerback and a lineman attached to the same rope, and obviously whichever way the lineman goes, that's the way you're walking. That's the way you're being pulled as the cornerback. Anyways, predicting the future. So real quick, I'm sitting here eating breakfast. I'm about to go do a little writing for the mental conditioning playbook. And it's kind of a time where I can just focus in and just no TV, no audio, no nothing. And I'm thinking about the way athletes trained 50 years ago. So I don't know if you've ever seen any videos. I don't know if you've ever seen any footage, any pictures. The way athletes trained physically 50 years ago, so in the 1970s, is completely different than the way they train today, right? It's like weights were just starting to get not even popular. They weren't even popular. It was a little bit taboo. It was a little bit like, in some sports, it was like, you don't want to train. This is all the way back to the 70s, not now, obviously. The science is caught up to the benefits of training strength and conditioning wise. But back in the 70s, weights looked completely different. Training looked completely different. Sometimes guys would get bulky. Sometimes guys really wouldn't know what they were doing. There were some like calisthenics type movements. There were, bodybuilding really was just starting to kind of get popular. It was nowhere near what it is today in terms of training. I mean, the specialization of training for different sports was, I don't want to say non-existent, but it was far, far, far inferior to what it is today. My prediction is the training for athletes today is somewhat similar to what it was in, I can't predict exactly the year, but it's relatable to the way it was in the 60s, 70s, 80s, training physically. Everything has evolved incredibly, and everything will continue to evolve on the physical side. It will just continue to get better and better and better and more refined and more scientific and more precise. I predict in the next 30, 40, 50 years, training on the mental side, we'll look back to 2021, 2022 and say, oh my gosh, that was just like basic stuff that they were doing. They hardly even had a clue to what they were doing. And I hope it's that way. I hope today isn't the pinnacle, isn't the peak of the way athletes can train mentally. I know it's going to continue to evolve. I know it's going to continue to get better. I know there's going to be people that are going to continue to build on the shoulders of the people that come before them. Hopefully they do it in an ethical way. That's why I'm so grateful to have learned from, people that have been around, been on this earth for 50, 60, 70, 80 years and have dedicated their life to the science, the programming, the conditioning of the mind, of the body, of emotions. You and I should be extremely excited for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Maybe as an athlete, you might not be playing in 50 years. I understand that. But just recognize, be aware that you're kind of in the infancy of the way athletes are training mentally. It's going to get a lot better. It's going to get a lot better 5 years from now. It's going to get a lot better 10 years from now. It's going to get a lot better 3 years from now. So be excited for that. So my suggestion is just continue to learn, continue to refine, continue to grow, continue to build up different ways, not only to improve yourself physically, but to improve yourself mentally and emotionally as well. So appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. About to jump in the shower and get to writing this book for you guys. We'll see you in the next video.